Hello, welcome once again to another episode of Drumming in the Trenches podcast, episode 7. I am Brian, joined again after a month's absence is my Canadian friend Ari.
Hello, everybody.
We have a really, really cool special guest today. Ari, do you want to go ahead and introduce her?
Yeah, so for June, we decided to go a little bit outside our regional borders, and we're going all the way out to California on the West Coast. Getting crazy. Everybody, this is Niki Skistimas from Krashkarma. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode.
Absolutely.
For Krashkarma, a metal duo, which you definitely don't see. Metal, is that a good class of? I guess it's all kind of interpretation, but
it's pretty metal. I mean, it's all depend on taste, but you can get at the end of it, it's all rock and roll. It's all metal.
Yeah.
If it rocks, it's metal.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in and get to know you a little bit. Why don't you talk about how you got started, like playing drums? What if you have any formal education or anything like that?
I did not have any formal education. I actually started playing pretty late, comparatively speaking. When most people start as children, I started when I was 16.
Wow.
And I didn't really get super into it till I was about 20. And at that point, I moved to New Orleans and I was studying down there private lessons. So my whole experience has always been based on private lessons. I studied when I was in New Jersey with players in New York. My main teachers were out of New York City. And then I moved up to New Orleans, studied there for a while, and then out to LA, and always continue my education with personal lessons and online and everything else. And trial by fire, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to
you've
learn.
been everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to all these great hubs for musical education too, even if it's like not private lessons and you're just going out experiencing the music scene. I mean, New York City, LA, New Orleans, like you're getting it all.
Yeah, it was a good foundation. And at the beginning, I studied, my teacher, actually one of my very, very first teachers was from Red Bank, New Jersey. And he used to bring me to all the clubs in New York. And he got me very into studying jazz and understanding technique, molar technique, and just all of these things that are the basis for any good drumming foundation. So I'm very, very thankful that I had that. And he would just take me and we'd go to all these clubs and watch all these great drummers. And he'd make me count everything and just, just sit in the club. And
That's awesome.
Ari's very happy. He's the more classic, the more properly trained, I guess, drummer.
I don't think I'd go that far. I'd say I'm the one that got book education as opposed to Brian getting the street education.
Yeah.
For being a drummer, I think you got a good mix of both, though, from just what you're trying to, give us a vibe of. Do you think that any part of that private kind of education kind of gave you a really good foundation for you to build off now that you're in a two-piece metal band?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very unique situation that I find myself in as a whole, because I'm also the lead singer. So
right.
The foundation, to have a good foundation is key in any drumming situation, but especially when you have to just be able to do that on autopilot and then get into a whole nother zone of singing and being a lead singer, not just like background stuff. I'm like singing full on and captivating an audience as well as keeping kick-ass metal beats. So it's like, it's definitely I'm absolutely thankful for my foundation that I have. And the whole New Orleans thing, I'm huge into funk. I'm huge into groove. I love the pocket. I love to dance. All of these things are really important. And even in metal, it's really important to me that we have that kind of that feel that you want to move. I want people to move when they listen to my music, and that's the foundation for me is that.
That's awesome. Do you think so? It's interesting to see a metal band just only be two people. Do you guys have any kind of like weird outlying influences in your music? But because like every time I listen to you guys, I'm like getting kind of a Skillet vibe, a little bit harder metal. Like speak to that a little bit.
Well, if we are a duo, but we always say that we're kind of a third piece because Ralph, my guitarist, my second half, he also created an instrument called Mrs. Frankenstein, and so his guitar is a one of a kind, and he he would have to get into all that. That I hit stuff for a living. I don't build crazy electronic things, but he does. And he turned one of his he did something with his pickups, built this whole electronic thing, and turned his E string into a bass string. So
Nice.
he can play either bass, guitar, or both at the same time. So he had to kind of relearn how to play guitar, his instrument, because he was doing a whole nother thing. His solos had to become different. Everything had to become different. So I know a lot of two pieces, they just kind of like put up 2 amps and like down tune something or have another pedal that switches, but his is kind of a step further than that. So our styles, I mean, we came from, he's kind of a metal dude. He's like the old school metal, like the Anthrax, the Megadeth, Metallica, Kiss, you know, he's from Germany. So he's got a lot of this old thrashy kind of thing going on from his side. And I love that too, but I grew up, my more metal influences started with like Tool and Deftones and this kind of element, you know, and Incubus, and this wouldn't really be considered metal at that point. I guess it was a new metal, Korn, like that. So that was kind of where my style started coming in, and I got into the older metal later on in life, you know, so that took me a little bit longer to, yeah, I got into that later. He's a little bit older than me too, so that probably says something. Like he was kind of in that, in that generation, and I was not.
Well, and my favorite song that you guys do is "Wake Them Up." That was the first song that I heard, and it just blew me away. But it's funny that you mentioned Tool, because the Tom intro to that song definitely has that Tool, Deftones-y type of vibe to it. So it's funny that you mentioned that, because that was something that I definitely picked up listening to it as well. Nice.
And that particular song as a whole, like we didn't always start off as a 2-piece. We actually started this band as a 4-piece. And we travel so much and touring and everything. At some point we decided we would go to a 3-piece. And then as a 3-piece, we had a huge tour happening, like the biggest festivals we had booked yet thus far. And we had been playing with 2 different bass players, one from the US and one from Portugal, Germany. He lived in Germany at the time, but neither of them were available to do these tours. So we had to hire another guy. And so this is the hardest thing about music, as you guys know, is like you're only as good as your weakest link.
Yep.
You know, and so like when we have all this amazing music and things to pull from, but we were always kind of held back because we had to always get someone else up to speed and be like, okay, we can only play what this person knows how to play, you know? So like when we hired this new member to do this big tour that we had, that's a whole nother story in itself. We can get into that whatnot. But anyway, he hurt his back while we were lifting gear to put the stuff in the van to leave on the tour. And he has, like,
nice. Didn't even make it. Oh.
He had a history of back problems, but right when we were leaving Los Angeles, and our first show was like in Green Bay. So far, you know, just far, ridiculous. And
there you go, right there.
Go Pack, go.
Wisconsin native. I like your style. I like it.
We spend a lot of time in Wisconsin. We like it there.
Backyard, love that place.
Yeah, totally. We'll be playing there in September. But so anyway, we got him in the van and we drove, and halfway through in Denver, we stopped at a friend's house for the night, you know, and we just, and along the whole way, we're trying to get this guy up to speed. We're doing harmonies. We're getting everything, you know, it's like on the way rehearsal. This guy had 2 weeks to get his shit together, you know, and I was in Poland doing like a metal tour over there with somebody else. I did a metal school thing in Europe. And so Ralph was just getting this guy ready. Now he's got a hurt back. We get to Denver and he's like, I can't feel my legs.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. And so we were like, we're going to put you back on a plane back to LA. Go take care of yourself and we will figure this out. So we called every bass player we knew, you know, just anything we could do to get somebody in the next 12 hours to Green Bay for this huge festival we were playing, or like this huge show. And we just couldn't do it. So on the way, we made the decision that we were going to do it as a 2-piece. On the way. Yeah.
So born from a bad time.
It was actually somehow completely frightfully liberating. You know, it was like, everything changed from that moment forward. Like all our whole repertoire of songs and things we had ever done now became active in our brains and in our field of You know, we could pull from anything we wanted to. So we just made a whole new show on the way. And at that particular moment, we had bass tracks so that I could practice, you know, alone when it was just myself. So we had everything pre-recorded. So we had bass tracks for the first tour that we did. For that particular tour, we had bass coming from a track when it was just him and I. But we moved me to the front. He was to the front. We did more of the songs that I was singing, and we did more showy stuff. And we just we were winging it.
Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Happy accidents.
Yeah, that's really what it is too. I mean, I would rather see a great band just kind of wing it and do something insane than someone that's practiced the same thing over and over again for 3 years.
Well, it was complete improvisational. And we got the best feedback we ever had up to that point was from those shows. And so we were like, we didn't plan on doing it or keeping it or anything. We were just like, we have to do this now because we are booked and we have no other.
You don't have an option.
Yeah. But that's kind of how it came about. And then after we did that tour and we work well together, we're easy. We had so much creative energy that we hadn't felt in so long that's when he started diving into the option of, hey, well, I could probably play these bass lines. And for me, I didn't want stuff to come from track. You know, I don't mind having like some synth here and there or like some pause or whatever, but I didn't want my bass coming from a track. And so that was my biggest thing, is that if we're going to move forward, we got to move forward with this, that we're playing this live, you know? And so that was my main thing, just because as a two-piece, I feel like that's what we have. We do it live, you know? So he had to relearn all his stuff. So there's certain stuff that we can't even play anymore unless we get someone else in or we completely switch it up, you know? So
that's pretty cool.
Getting back, that was with Wake Them Up, was the first song that I really felt like nailed us as a two-piece. That was the first song that I was like, glory, this is the way. You know, this is the way.
See the light.
This is the way.
So it's been a journey, you know, to get to that point and to just let our sound develop and become who we are. And it's growing. It's ever growing and ever changing, but it has a clear path now. And for a minute, the path was just slammed into us and we had to figure it out.
Right. Well, you kind of touched on how you got to being a two-piece, but could you maybe go back like all the way to beginning and kind of talk about, because I mean, Ralph being from Germany, you're from Los Angeles, and you had these other guys. How did all the pieces, even including the two that aren't there anymore now, how did everything come together in the first place?
Well, I'm actually, like I said, I'm originally from New Jersey.
Right.
So, and I moved many places trying to figure out where the heck I wanted to set my roots in. And I've been traveling since I was very young, you know, so it's just, I got the gypsy bug and that was just a beautiful thing. I moved out to Los Angeles and in 2001, I think. Yeah, 2001. And Ralph had moved here from Germany in 2003. And we met in 2005 at the NAMM show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Of all places, right?
Of all places, yeah. And
he like was meant for that.
Yeah,
it's the best place in the world. I mean, I had been going. I had gotten tickets to go every year since I moved here. It was like, it's like the Mecca, you know. And back then, it was still like this amazing place where all the artists, all your peers. It's like the only time in the world when you can just be somewhere with all of your peers and you're just talking and looking at the same gear and seeing what's new and excited about this new cymbal and like, whoa, this is amazing,
yeah.
You know? And it's like your heroes that you're just kicking it with, you know?
Right.
And I love that. And it's been a highlight of my life as long as I've been playing music, kind of, you know, in Los Angeles.
We're still waiting to do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Now's the opportunity for the Collision drumstick plug.
Nah, we'll do that at the end.
Okay.
I know about your sticks. I know about Collision drumsticks.
What? Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try them, you can get 10% off.
I think I have an email about that.
Oh.
I've definitely talked to somebody about those sticks.
I have Carlton's phone number. I will put your name at the top of the list if you need me to.
Awesome. And plug.
Yeah, no kidding.
that was crazy. But anyway.
Warm in here. Woo!
Right. Well, you're out in Los Angeles, man. It was snowing this morning.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Mother Nature had to get one more bitch slap in.
Let her do
I was
it.
not happy. Not happy at all.
Were your kids happy though? They like snow, huh?
No, they weren't because it's too cold out there and it all melted at the same time.
So it just comes and causes chaos, and that's it.
Yeah.
No joy. Wah, wah.
Daddy, it's Christmas. No, it's not. This
No,
is a
it's
nightmare.
not.
We're supposed to be setting up the pool now.
Right.
Actually, it is. It's out there running right now.
It's that time.
Oh, I think this is time for Ari's favorite part of the show. He is a huge
I love gear
nuts. You should see the drum room that he has in his basement. It's not even a room. It's literally the entire basement. So.
Awesome.
Except for washer and dryer, but yes, that's a lot of drums. So, because I'm such a gear nerd, I appreciate the Frankenstein bass guitar thing set up, but since I'm a drummer, like, just break it down.
Yeah.
Walk us through the kit.
I couldn't get you through that anyway. There's no chance I could give you that. I'm like,
That's
there's a
fair.
knob here, and you hit this, and it goes way yo, and that's about all I got.
There it is. Yep.
So my kit, I have been sponsored by DDrum and Paiste for quite a long time now. Both of them are amazing companies. Yeah.
Paiste for him, yeah.
You do Paiste too?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't get paid by them or get free stuff, but that's all I use. So.
Yeah, it's great. I've had a relationship with them for a really long time, actually, also through the NAMM show. So
nice.
All of my endorsements have come through my contacts at the NAMM show. So, and
you really need to go.
I guess so. Yeah, no kidding.
But it's been like an ongoing relationship that I've had. I've been through many A&R people, and it's an ongoing thing, and I'm very thankful because they've just been amazing companies. DDrum in particular is just I've got all my kits from them that I've had in the last, all my touring kits, all my studio kits. I also use their electronics and triggers and stuff. Right now I have a hybrid in my studio. We have a studio in our garage, so at certain times I can't be super loud, and I like to use live cymbals. So we kind of did this hybrid situation, and I use the DDrum brain and the triggers and drum real feel mesh heads.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. And I play a pretty standard DDrum Dios maple kit. It's pretty amazing. I started off with all different kinds. I've had Gretsch, I've had DDrum. Normally on tour, I play a 4-piece, or excuse me, like how many pieces is it? 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3.
1 up, 1 down.
I'm like 1, 2. I usually play 2 toms when I'm on tour, just 1 rack and 1 floor because I have to carry it. I have to carry it. I have to break it down. And
oh my gosh! Yeah. Welcome to the life. It's horrible.
It's fantastic. So on tour, I keep it as simple as I possibly can. I use Gibraltar stealth racks. So
take that, Brian. It's not just me.
Listen, Linda, I just can't afford it right now. I really want one. I have a PDP rack that is serving its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, as long as it holds your stuff and you can hit it, you're good.
I know that's right, man. And you can get it on and off stage in less than 5 minutes. That's all
the whole thing. And for me, my whole right rack, I have a China, two crashes, and my ride on 1 rack, and I can lift that thing up. It's hard to lift by myself, but it's doable, and I can lift this thing up, and get it on and off the stage. And then I just have my rack tom is connected to the snare, and that also has my cymbal on it, on my left. So then all I need is my pedals, my other drums, my kick drum, and
the floor tom,
tom, and my pedals, and my throne, and my computer, and all of that.
Off we go.
It's good. It's a pretty easy setup.
You sold me on it.
I think she did sell you on it. It's just so the ease.
She did a better job than you did, I must say.
I just sent you pictures, and you're like, "Man, this is awesome. I love it."
Yeah, it's literally the coolest thing, and it took me a minute to kind of get the whole setup of it proper because it is on one thing, so you kind of got to tweak and get some different size. I had to get some different size arms, and just kind of start messing with where everything sat. But besides that, once you dial it in, it's just it's brainless. I just put it in the van like that too. I take the cymbals off, turn it in, and put it in the van. You know, the teardown is just, it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, good deal.
I do have one question though. I don't know if you still use it, but I keep referencing the Wake Them Up video, and I've seen this on other ones before. The blue on the ride cymbal. What's up with that? Like, there's that blue.
It's not blue. It's black.
Black. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's gonna look blue.
You'll know it. I think it's Stuart Copeland. He had the Paiste ride with it was called a Bluebell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the massive one. Yeah.
Yeah. So mine, can you see it here? Kind of.
Yep.
It's basically the same thing, but it's black. So it doesn't have, it's hand hammered and etched. You know. Nice. So, and this one, it's called the Dark Metal Ride 22-inch.
Ooh, and 22. There you go.
They only made it for a short amount of time, and I got it as a loaner because I get stuff from them, being an endorsee. So when we go overseas, they just send me a bag of cymbals that I use for my tours and stuff. Which is amazing.
Nice.
So I got it in one of those because they didn't have what I wanted, and I fell in love with it, and I had to order it.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's strictly just aesthetics, pretty much.
No, it's a massive. I didn't even want it at the beginning, but this thing is massive. The sound is amazing. The bell is amazing. Like, it's tingy. It swells amazingly. It's just the best sound. It cuts through everything. But it's still not like annoying, like ting ting. It's like it's still dark.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it cuts at the same time. Yeah,
I love it. But it's based off the same idea as that Stuart Copeland, which they still make the blue one. I think it's the Bluebell or something like that.
Yeah.
That
definitely just caught my eye, which obviously probably is at least part of the intention of it was to.
It's amazing.
That colored thing.
But like I said, I didn't do it on purpose. It just came into my life and I fell in love. You know,
there you go. Hey, that's how it's supposed to be.
Seems to be a theme in my life.
So you guys, your most recent album came out in 2018 or 2019.
One of those years.
Yeah. Somewhere back there.
Yeah. I think maybe.
But as far as new music, you guys have been doing a lot of like mini themed cover videos that you've been putting on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really cool. Like I think the first one that like really, I was like, you know, I saw the Metallica one and this and like all those like regular metal-y songs, and then I saw you guys did Ding Dong the Witch is Dead from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
and Ralph was wearing that giant hat, and I think we even did like a Japanese.
Yeah, we did a Korean, a K-pop song.
K-pop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So is that just like, do you guys just kind of be like, hey, let's do this one, or do you guys have a list that you kind of want to go through? Is it just kind of a spur of the moment type of deal?
Well, it kind of just, actually the very first one that we did was Game of Thrones. And we made, so we made a metal version of Game of Thrones. And we just set up a GoPro in our rehearsal room at the time and just recorded us playing this whole thing. And people really loved it. And so we just thought it was a cool way to engage with fans when we weren't releasing a new album or something like this. So it was kind of a way to up our skills and have some fun doing new and interesting things, and then engage with our fans. Yeah. So that's kind of how it started. And then we've actually, in between these covers, we also have released several singles of our own original music. So we use them kind of to promote our original stuff.
Oh,
so
okay. Pull people in, and then, hey, this is our original music. Here you go.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Check this out. If you like this version, you'll probably dig what we do. And here's an original song of ours. You know, so it's more of a way just to get people aware of the brand and who we are. And I think people tend to fall into covers more because it's something they can relate to and they know it. So if you like our Megadeth cover and you hear how Ralph sings and I play, you're probably going to dig our music because it's very similar in, you know, like the style and everything else. So we kind of take like that K-pop one was an interesting one because we actually turned this really popular Blackpink song into a metal song. And I don't know if you know anything about K-pop, but it's just like this girl band, you know, galore. And
Kind of like baby metal almost, but they're obviously Japanese.
Yeah. And they do actual metal.
Right. Yeah. No, but that style of like vocals and stuff like that.
But this was something totally different. And we decided to actually learn the song in Korean and sing it and play it and record it live and do a video of it live. It took us a minute to get that.
I bet.
Well, hell, English isn't even Ralph's first language, and you're having to learn a third one. Like, jeez.
Yeah. So that was super fun, but it just kind of got us on this thing of like also including pop culture. You know, we're very big into certain things, you know, so we did a song for The Mandalorian, you know, with like kind of in this way. Yeah. And for Cobra Kai, Strike First.
Yes.
You know? And we did one for Breaking Bad. I'm the one who knocks.
Yeah.
And the girl with the hammer was for Harley Quinn, you know? So it's just stuff that we love and get inspiration from. And it's places that we can connect with like-minded humans, I guess you can say, like, you know, and we just like to tap into all the things that we love and cross-promote with different things. So that's kind of how that all came about.
Awesome. That's definitely good. I mean, you definitely, you know, tap into something that's popular at the time and, you know, kind of.
And that we love. It has to be that we love.
Exactly. Yep.
People are always like, hey, will you cover this or will you cover that? We're like, no, we cover what we want to cover when we want to cover it. And that's just, I'm adamant about that because we are not a cover band.
Play Freebird. No.
Play Freebird.
Yeah. It's like, no, we do it.
Now I'm having this thought in my head of you and Ralph dressed as Wanda Maximoff and Vision doing something for WandaVision.
I love that show.
I think that would and I know I'm completely going against what you just said, but I think that I just kind of think that would be kind of a.
But it's not because we love WandaVision.
There you go.
It fits, you know, as long as it fits into our what we love, you know. If we can stand behind it, then we do it. If we don't stand behind it, there's
no reason to.
There's why life is too short to do stupid things. Like,
especially with the
pandemic. Talk.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're working on a new album. Before the pandemic, we were actually in the studio, or like as the pandemic hit, we were working on our new album to have it ready for the summer of last year. And then when it happened, we were just kind of like, you know, everything and everybody else breaks on, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, so we just kind of started writing singles, and we did like The Cure, which was the immediate reaction of the pandemic. So we started doing stuff that was more current and in the moment, as opposed to the album. So now our album will be released soon. I don't know when, but we're still in the middle.
Eventually.
Well,
at some point in the next millennium, maybe.
Yeah, we've been working on it, and we have, you know, we're like in the middle of now our second pre-production, which everything has changed so much since the first go. So I'm kind of glad that we had this reflection time because we have grown and we've kind of taken it into a more thrashy, metal-y, like super fun, awesome thing. And I'm very happy that we waited to write and rework these songs. You know?
I'm looking forward to it, and I mean, I was looking forward to it before, but the way that you're talking about the direction it's going, and that's going to be a bitchin' album, I bet you.
I'm stoked. I'm really excited. The funniest part though is like we have this tour coming up, and it's a mini tour because we didn't even, you know, it's just basically shows that got canceled last year.
Now you're making up for it.
Yeah. And so we have like a month of shows in August, you know, and it's but we don't want to release our album for that, you know, because it's not that time. So we're gonna release all these songs that released during the pandemic, like Girl with the Hammer, This Is the Way, the Strike First, and all these, because we wrote like 6 originals. Gone. I don't know if you saw the one with my big mohawk.
Yep.
But so we have like enough songs to release an EP right now. So we're gonna do kind of a whole theme around that, get that to the people, and then wait till an actual tour comes for
the actual album.
Yeah, which will be probably next spring, I would guess.
Nice.
Yeah. Totally.
So we're kind of halfway through 2021, so I don't know. So, you know, you got all this other stuff going on. What are some more goals and stuff planned that you guys have for the rest of this year? I know you said your album's not getting released until next year, but what do you got anything planned for the rest of this year?
We don't ever stop. Like, I feel like I'm busier than ever right now. It's like everyone's like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
I haven't sat down yet.
Not bored at all.
Take some of my stuff.
You what?
I said, didn't you tell everybody, take some of my stuff? I got too much going on right now.
No, it's totally good. Mainly finishing the album right now. We're in the pre-production of everything. So we're just getting it. We have to actually do the recording now. So the writing is basically 80% and the pre-production. So we'll get that going. We want to finish this by the end of the year. That requires all new artwork. That requires all new design, so all of that. And then on top, throw this tour in the middle. That is going to also require all new design, a CD to be, mixed and mastered and ready for that, the EP. So we do everything ourselves. So it's all DIY.
I love it.
Website design. And we work with people. We hire different people to do different things. But mostly we do everything. So we're not bored.
Nice.
That's
don't have much
a good thing.
Yeah. It's so funny when people just talk about musicians. It's like, okay, I mean, you guys are the laziest. I'm like, you know how much work it takes even to just do one of these small videos? You have to, get it right.
Carrying the drums.
Edit it, learn it, perfect it, make it be amazing, and then produce it and get it out. And, and all of those things are steps that, take time and energy.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't realize that not every band is Metallica that gets to have a 37-page tour rider for every single show. Like a lot of bands nowadays are going in the DIY Indiegogo type of direction. So I think a lot of people need to get their head out of their ass and realize everybody can't afford all these people to do things for them.
Yeah, there's no text. There's no, when we go on tour, we usually bring one person. We would like to get it up to where we bring 2 people. But even still, that's 4 people. And normally a band is 4.
Right.
So it's like, it's very awesome. I have to say, just, that it's a lucrative business model financially. And, it's not like you don't do this because you want to be a millionaire. And if you do, then you're in the wrong business, like
or in the wrong band.
Yeah. This is, yeah. I mean, how many bands get to that point? A very small fraction,
so not many anymore.
Mm-hmm. And it's, there's ways to make money, but you have to be savvy and you have to be able to do, you have to wear a lot of hats in this business.
You gotta sell a lot of t-shirts, man.
You gotta. That's what we said. We're like basically truck drivers that sell t-shirts and play a little music on the side. Like,
glorified t-shirt salesman. That's what musicians are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have t-shirts to sell. Damn it! I'm a one-man project. I get with people, but it's literally just me doing everything. So I'm all the hats, even though they're all hidden under this one.
They're all under that one. That's like your main hat. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to represent the pack, man. Especially living in Michigan, Lion Country.
Get a lot of haters up there.
You have 2 weeks out of every football season. I am public enemy number 1. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got a lot of Green Bay Packer fans in my little world.
Yeah.
They're smart people. They're very smart people.
I like Wisconsin folk.
We're very nice most of the time.
It might as well be Canadian.
Yeah, right? It's pretty similar. Similar idea. I don't know too many Canadians. You might be like one of my firsts.
There he is. There he is, right there.
In the flesh. I do have a really important question. So being the lead singer and drumming, how are you managing to master both of them at the same time? So I love to sing, and I bought myself an overhead mic and everything like that. And the last show that Brian played with us, I was singing. He's like, "Oh, look at you singing!" Well, I like it, and it's fun.
Hold on a second. Let me clarify here.
That's definitely how it was.
He had his hair like that. JC Chazé from 2003 trucker hat perched on the back of his head. And it wasn't this kind of microphone. It was the in sync under That like
I don't want to
bleed, the Backstreet Boys, okay? That was what I was making fun of him about. It wasn't that he was singing, it was that he looked like a Backstreet Boy.
You could just say I look like a young Justin Bieber. I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't be as...
That's okay. You can take that. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But yeah. So drumming, already difficult, especially the genre that you play. Now you're adding lead vocals on that. How are you managing to, handle both of them at the same time?
Well, it takes a double the effort, basically. It's double the practice. So I have to do everything twice and separate and then together. So I have to master my vocals by themselves, and I have to master my drum parts by themselves, and then I bring them together, and then that's the whole next situation. And then the one thing with singing with a mic, though, like this, is that like when you have the mic over here on a stand, you have mic control. When you have this, you don't.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Yeah, but then when the mic's over here, I'm hitting it with my drumstick.
Yeah, exactly. I did that for years. I always had a mic over here. Just in the last 2 years, I switched to a head mic, and it's the best thing I ever did. I love it. But I have to automate it for each song because otherwise, and also I'm like one of those people who's grunting and like I'm a noise maker. I'm like I have all kinds of noises I make. So you hear a lot of that.
No, she's just in the pocket, bro. Don't worry about it.
All good. Reason why I'm not allowed to have a microphone right there.
Yep.
The amount of cuss words that you would hear over the PA system while I was playing.
Yeah, no, it's a constant learning thing. But I take singing lessons, and I figure out the best way to breathe, the best way to sit, try to keep my form and my breathing. I mean, it's all about breath, with drumming and with singing. So utilizing both that is the main key to being able to do what I do, because it's very easy to run out of breath when you're going crazy behind a drum kit and then you're singing. You're literally pushing all of your air out of you all the time. You're using 110% of energy at every moment, basically.
That's a really good takeaway, though. So the drumming in the trenches, we're talking about drumming. Just breathe. Take deep breaths and just keep breathing. Man, that's a great takeaway. Awesome. Definitely.
Breathe. And that's also when you breathe, you fall back, you fall into the pocket. When you breathe, you're not stressed out, you're not rushing, you're not, you don't tense up. So if you just have that
fluidity,
it'll flow. It'll be much of an easier way to have your practice, and your shows and everything else will come a lot easier for you, I think. Yeah.
I think she's the first drummer that we've had on the show that does sing. So this is some good bits of advice for anybody that is out there that wants to do that, a la Henley.
Yeah, it's a daunting task, but it's worth it, and it's really fun and expressive, and it takes a lot to get to a point. The main thing, as you probably know, singing back there, is you hear drums. So like all you hear is cymbals and a lot of wash. So when I was first just doing backgrounds in my old punk bands, back in the day, I had an all-girl punk band, and I would just do the like whoas, I didn't hear anything.
Did I sound good? I don't know.
Just yelling.
I can scream and it'll be perfect, off key, who cares?
It's all part of it's jazz, don't worry about it.
But so now I have in-ears, I have a click. I think this is super important too, as I play to a click always. And as a singer, I don't think I could do it if I didn't have a click, because that keeps my pocket going. That keeps me where I need to be. And then I can float off with my voice and do my thing. But my body knows and stays in the rhythm. And it's but I need my in-ears, getting back, is because if you don't have in-ears, you don't hear a pitch. Just having a big wedge next to your face, A, is just killing your hearing. And B, you just hear a wall of sound. So as a singer, I need to have that in my ear, that I can hear Ralph, that I can match with these, I can hear the guitar, I can find my pitch. Otherwise, I'm just,
lost.
I'm staring.
She is marketing to both of us now. I need to go buy in-ears, and you need to buy the Gibraltar rack. And oh my god!
I was just gonna say, I'm staring into your soul right now with this in-ear talk, bud. I've been using in-ears for the past 2 years, and I mean, I've been really anal about my hearing because I'm 28 and I already have tinnitus going on, and I want to be able to hear my kids when they graduate high school.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
My dad likes to, he was super hard. He always harped on me about earplugs. Like when he went and saw at 3 separate concerts in a 5-day period, he saw Van Halen, Rush, and Cheap Trick 3 nights out of a 5-night span, didn't wear earplugs, and his ears just destroyed.
Yeah. Wow. I bet.
Wear earplugs, kids. It doesn't matter how cool you look. Wear earplugs.
It's great.
PSA.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I definitely didn't wear earplugs when I first started going to shows, but quickly learned that the value of them the minute I started playing. It was definitely.
Yeah.
But in-ears, I highly recommend in-ears though. If that's a possibility for anybody to go that route, I would suggest it as soon as you can. It takes a minute to get used to.
Yes.
Especially when you're used to having the feeling of the and all the energy, and now you're like in a little world,
The worst part is when a guitar feeds back, it hits you right in the brain.
Yeah.
The ears are just covered, and it's like
and keep the beat.
Yeah.
We're still going.
That stream, that was in key. Awesome. Okay. You're gonna have to give me feedback next time.
Feedback's supposed to sound bad, not good. What the hell's going on? Is it my turn now? Is it my turn?
I think it's a good time. Yeah.
Yes. So
this is Brian's moment.
This is the thing that I got to contribute to the podcast. It is called a quick 8 count logo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Still working on that. So basically,
low budget.
really low budget. $20 for Streamlabs. It's like StreamYard's like all I get.
You can make a logo though. That's easy. Come on, you can get one to fly across.
I got iMovie. I'll figure it out. I got iMovie. I'll make it work.
You can do it.
You can do it. So basically, I came up with 8 sort of rapid fire questions, and I will ask them to you. It's not like Family Feud 90-second timer sort of thing. If we end up elaborating a little bit, it's okay. But it's just kind of first thing that comes off the top of your head.
Oh, great. Okay.
Are you ready?
What are we doing?
Composure. Name an underrated drummer.
Oh God, underrated drummer. I mean, I'm really into this guy from Avatar right now.
Oh yes.
I'm blanking on his name, Alfred. I talk to him all the time. Johannes, something like this. I don't know. But
Johannes is the singer.
No, it's one of those guys. Alfred? I don't know. I'd have to look in but this dude.
being able to play.
I'm gonna find him.
Yeah.
Being able to play with that circus jacket on is just.
But his beats are super tasty. And like I don't know if you know like their older stuff, but their old stuff is super like hot Halloween and just like this old metal style, In Flamesy. And now they throw in these like dance, really cool dance tasty metal stuff. It's right up my alley. And I hope that people start seeing him as someone to watch because he's a badass. And I can't think of it. Sorry.
Look it up, Ari. No. It's okay. Like I said,
writing it down, okay?
Elaboration is allowed. Yes. Now, on the other side of that, name a drummer that you think is overrated.
Lars.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Although this is the 7th episode, and 6 out of the drummers that we've interviewed have all said Lars Ulrich.
He's a badass. I'm not knocking it. It's not easy to play what he plays, but it's. I think that whatever, he is what he is. But there you go.
We need to start getting a Lars tally count.
We're gonna have a whiteboard.
We are.
It's gonna say Lars with a bunch of hash marks on
it. Nobody's gonna know until they see me put the tally mark on.
We have a winner.
I got
it. Name a dream collaboration. Who would you like to collaborate with on a song? Singer, drummer, whoever. Who would you want to do a song with?
There's a lot of those. I mean, like right now, there's so many really cool bands coming up, that I think like. All right, here's one I'm just going to throw you off. Miley Cyrus.
Okay. I think that would work.
In the Joan Jett. She's in the Joan Jett phase. Yeah, she's in the Joan Jett phase of her career right now. I think so. That's that.
I wanted to do a cover with her because she's doing this whole rock thing, and I was like, it'd be so cool to do a Motorhead with her. And like, I'd have to play the drums, of course, to do Ace of Spades and her singing it. I feel like she'd crush it.
I think my favorite Motorhead song is Overkill. So that
yeah.
I mean, I got my my Lemmy bass tattoo right here.
Awesome. I just got a Motorhead puzzle.
You need to send me the link for that because I will gladly get it.
Yeah. It's kind of my new obsession. Get away from screens for a little while. It's like, so I just did a Slayer one, an Iron Maiden one, and now I'm moving on to Motorhead.
This is a little introspective. Give your younger self 3 words of advice pertaining to music specifically.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
That's a good one.
That is good.
Yeah. That's definitely a good one. What's your pre-show ritual?
Pre-show ritual. I do my vocal lessons. I have a whole vocal thing that I do. My little scream. Get ready for my screams. And do my hand and my foot warm up. And then I typically, if it's a smaller show, I like to go into the audience and dance.
Nice.
Yeah, just get everything working, and just give the love to the previous bands, feel the energy of the crowd a little bit, and just get in the flow of the live thing. Get the energy up.
Who the fuck was that girl? I don't know, but she's up on stage right now.
Now she's up doing stuff.
I'm usually dancing like a freak too, so I'm usually just like whoa, like freaking it, just getting all of that energy.
It's just her in the pit by herself because everyone's scared.
One woman pit, she's just swinging her arms, and everybody's like, maybe not.
Who is that girl? Wait a minute.
We don't even have a pit. What's going on here?
Why is she wearing a pink tutu? There's the throwback to your K-pop video.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure band.
Guilty. I love Blackpink. Speaking of K-pop.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I really do need to look them up. Like I said, I want to hear.
Amazing.
I want to hear the source material because, like, I loved your guys' cover, but I got to hear the source material.
It's good. It's well produced. I mean, I love pop music. I mean, it's like I love all kinds of music, but when it hits and it's well produced and it's just like, and it's a good written song. If you can write a good song, I'm a sucker for a good song.
That's. Give me an unpopular opinion that you have.
An unpopular opinion that I have.
Yep, like about music or a band that you maybe everybody likes, but you don't.
An unpopular opinion that I have about music.
That always gets everybody hung up.
Yeah, I think that my unpopular opinion is actually not that unpopular. Like to think something like Nickelback. Can't stand that band.
I don't think that's unpopular.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think it's unpopular amongst my peers, but it's a very huge band. I just don't really go there.
Listen, I will die on the hill of if you look past the 6 songs that they've played out, that they play nonstop on the radio, they're not that bad. Like people need to look past Photographs. And all of those, like
they didn't get to where they are because they suck.
I saw them play at Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, and they put on a stage show that was probably a close second to when I've seen Kiss. Like
awesome. Okay.
But did you get a Nickelback after the show? Like,
no, my mom paid.
That would be a great marketing thing. How do they not give you a Nickelback when you leave the freaking concert?
Oh man. That's
one with Chad Kroger's face on it with the picture.
Someone should be at the end and like handing out some kind of little commemorative nickel.
There you go.
They're Canadian, so I don't think they have nickels up there though.
Like, yeah, we do. It's got a beaver on it. Okay,
it's got a beaver on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey there.
Sorry there, guy.
With your loonies and with your loonies and toonies.
I got another unpopular one. Hold on. This is even better.
Oh God, it's gonna be about Canadians.
No. It's gonna be about Kiss.
Okay.
Wow.
I like it so much.
Okay.
Here's the reason
Brian's
why.
gonna get off the call right now.
Here's the reason why, and it's an unpopular belief. I've met Gene Simmons. I got to do this whole roast of him.
Okay.
He's a complete asshole.
Okay.
So I don't like him. Ralph is huge into Kiss. My brother is huge, and I've had them in my world, but I think I was just kind of too young to. But you guys are younger than me, so I don't know. It just skipped over me.
How young do you think I am?
It's a dude thing, I think. I think it's a dude thing. Because, like, for me, when I listen to Kiss and I listen to these lyrics, I'm like, really? Like, it's just, there is nothing about those lyrics that make me excited except for, like, I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. That's the only song that I can get behind. But, like, Gotta Thunder! Like, it's so cheesy, amazing, and I get it. And I will go see them live, and it's all good. I got to meet the drummer, and he was amazing. But overall, I'm not a huge fan.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You redeemed yourself because Gene Simmons is an asshole and he always will be. He released a solo album that's called Asshole. So I mean I don't really think he's hiding it anymore.
No, I don't think he's ever been hiding it. He's got to put that's who he is. But nonetheless,
he's putting his best foot forward.
Yeah.
Right. That's his best foot. And the final question and the most important one. Who has better hair, you or Ralph?
Oh, man, my hair's pretty styling right now. But Ralph will always win because he's got striped tiger dreadlocks. How do you compare?
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have like a mohawk thing going on right now, so like my hair's pretty styling right at this particular moment.
We'll just call it a draw.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys both have beautiful hair. There it is.
But I think he will always win.
They do grab a lot of attention. I will say, having
it killed me. At one point, I wanted to have dreads, and I'm like, "There's just no way I could have dreads with this.
I have to compete with this, yeah."
I'll make sure to tag Ralph in this so that he can hear you concede to
his locks. Yeah.
He knows he's got the best hair.
It's a German thing, I swear. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I think the last thing that we do is kind of give you, not that this whole episode isn't about you anyways, but just kind of shameless plug, any social medias, anything like that, whatever you want to have people check you guys out and where we can find you and all that stuff. So.
All right. Okay. Well, my website and all social media platforms, whatever you like, we are on it. And it's Krashkarma, and you can find us. You have to spell crash with a K. Krash. Karma. You got it right down there. So anything you search us, whatever your pleasure of social media is, we are there. We're in love with TikTok at the moment. So
here we go.
I got to get on there. I'm a TikTok guy, so I definitely got to get on there and check it out.
No, you don't. No,
I have TikTok.
We put a promo video on TikTok. It got 7 views. My wife put a video of her drinking coffee and got 100 views. It's not fair.
I'm averaging 450 views for all my TikToks. Get out of here, son. You gotta be funny, Ari. You're not funny. You're Canadian.
It took a minute before we got. It's all about the algorithms, and like at first I was like, "What is this?" It's like little girls dancing to this and blah 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 blah. But once you get into it, and it starts coming into like who you are and what you like and things, it's actually quite fun. And there's it's entertaining. It's crack. It's basically crack.
Oh, jeez. It's social media crack.
I blame the pandemic, or I would have never gotten on TikTok. That was my cure during the shutdown, is just mindlessly scrolling through dumb videos. Oh,
yeah. Hence why I got into puzzles.
Nice.
I was like, I need something that just like has absolutely nothing to do with the screen and nothing to do with music except for the theme, clearly.
Right.
But yeah, so back to anything else. So crashkarma.com, all social media. I always give a big shout out to Paiste and to DDrum. Those are my companies, and I love them to death. They have great products all over the board. Go check them out. They just put up new websites too, so they redid their stuff. So my artist profiles are all updated on those websites, so you can check me out there. And yeah, that's about it. Come to a show.
All of the socials that she just mentioned will be in the description of the video below. I've always wanted to say that, and I just got to do it.
Yes, you did.
Life goals.
Like, share, and subscribe. All right, there. I just did my bad social media influencer.
Yeah, make sure to punch that thumbs up.
Bam. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We very much appreciate it. Definitely check out Krashkarma. They're fucking awesome. There's my one F-bomb for the episode, PG-13.
Check out Collision Drumsticks. Use the promo code Trenches10. Get 10% off some drumsticks. Boom. There it is.
There we go. Yes. Do that.
I'm gonna have to check them out. I've been wanting to, so I will check out Collision Drumsticks.
I give away more sticks than I break. I promise you, they're some of the most durable sticks that you will ever play.
Awesome.
I promise.
The other one is No Nut Cymbal Sleeves.
Oh,
they're non-affiliate, but we are endorsed, and they're way faster than anything else that I've ever used when I take cymbals down.
Like these kind of things that you like squish up and down onto
there's nothing on the top there. These little polymer sleeves that go on top of the cymbal post, and then I put felts on the bottom of them, but it's literally like, and like they don't matter how hard you hit, they ain't going.
They will not come off. I thought they would, but I've been convinced and joined the dark side. So
there you go.
Welcome, Ari. These things look stupid.
Yeah, well, it's different when you're behind the kid.
It is.
And you know what? It's all about making things efficient. That's what we are. Right. As drummers, we want efficiency. So that's number one. Aesthetic.
And they look like cool black spikes on the top of my cymbal stand. So they
hell yeah.
aesthetically pleasing as well. But for Ari and Niki, this has been Drumming in the Trenches podcast, episode 7. See you guys next month.
Yeah.
Thank you, Niki, for joining us.
Thank you.
Nice talking with you guys.